Here we are again.
Trying again. Let's see if we get anywhere this time.
Okay, well, It's a Kind of Magic is our Queen album for this week.
Makes it sound like we're a Queen
We're just
podcast.
a Queen podcast. That's what we've become. So this is the Highlander soundtrack, but not really.
It essentially is.
It is. It's the Highlander soundtrack. You're still alive. It's a kind of magic.
Now I wish I'd watched the movie again in preparation
Yeah,
for
so I did the extra credit and I watched the movie. Because I fucking wanted to get the
And
context.
I did not because, I didn't know we were doing that, but it's fine. I own it. Most of it is ingrained in my brain from the fabulous Freebirds at the beginning of it.
Yes.
All the way to the quickest quickening at the end.
Yeah, I went way down a rabbit hole. Found the Highlander anime and watched a bunch of countdowns of unknown facts about the Highlander. And then I got way into I watched 3 or 4 Queen documentaries and
Okay, so it did diverge from Highlander back into Queen.
Yeah, oh yeah, it got real weird. And so like I was saying, but they don't. Just lost in time.
I do know that you said that.
Yeah, I was out on Queen because I fucking listened to the greatest hits so many times. And I'd never really delved into a Queen album.
Well, at least not out of their peak period, right?
No,
just period.
Period.
Just never, ever, ever.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I'm gonna get into one of their albums, and I'm gonna hate every song except for the one that's on the radio.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because that's what put me off Queen. Was I tried to get into proper albums, and I was like, oh, prog bullshit. Nope, that's not for me.
But so this was the first Queen album I actually listened to.
That's awful.
Isn't that funny?
I did not understand that the first time you were talking about it.
Yeah. And so then I just went down the rabbit hole of oh, well, what the fuck are all their other albums?
Yeah, what do the good ones sound like?
Yeah. So now I have a whole new playlist of Queen albums on my Spotify thing, and I've just been listening to Queen nonstop. I was I love Queen so much. They are awesome.
Well, I'm glad it worked out that way for you, because this just reaffirmed how I feel about Queen, which is awesome singles. But I don't want any of these album tracks.
So we're specifically doing It's a Kind of Magic, and it came out in 86. Where? June 86.
Oh, okay.
And I guess it was fairly successful. I have no idea.
Well, at least the title track was a hit, I believe.
Which one was the title track? Oh, Kind of Magic. Dumb. Real dumb. So we've got One Vision, Kind of Magic, 1 Year of Love, Pain is So Close to Pleasure, Friends Will Be Friends.
They might as well have just titled Pain is So Close to Pleasure, Spank Me. Hit me while we fuck.
Well, Depeche Mode's whole fucking catalog is...
there's some...
I like getting beaten
Yeah,
while I
but
bang.
they're straightforward with it.
Yeah, I guess
Pain
so.
is Close to Pleasure, they basically couch it in this fake Hall & Oates song.
Who Wants to Live Forever, Give Me the Prize, and Don't Lose Your Head, Princes of the Universe. A man that a head which is right now has no name. I know his name. I fucking listened to that song a million times in the past week.
Why?
It's so good.
All right.
I loved it. But I was a big fan of the Flash song when I was a kid.
Oh, the Flash Gordon
Yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah. Dispatch Warwick and Ajax to
This,
bring back his body.
such a stupid song. It's barely a song. It's like
It's
just
not a
samples
song.
from the movie.
Yeah, but it's on their greatest hits. Or one of them.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. There's a
the-
lot of stuff on like they got a triple disc greatest hits out there that's got a lot of trash on it.
Yeah.
So, do you have any opinions about the individual songs?
The individual songs. So, One Vision and Kind of Magic, I knew from mostly their Wembley concert,
Right.
and with that, I was just like, "Fuck, can I hear like the regular songs? I don't know what these songs are. I don't give a shit."
Right.
But I like One Vision. It's got a great riff. Yeah, it's just a solid Brian May riff.
Yeah, which can be said about a handful of these songs actually. Like they never got developed past that point, kinda. Also on One Vision, I'm pretty sure that Freddie Mercury says, "Just give me fried chicken."
I
At some point,
I at the end of the song, I was like, "You just say
I'm not sure.
wow,
He does
wow,
a-
fried chicken." I was like, "What?"
He does a couple of those like weird little asides on this album, on a few different songs, and it's
Yeah.
very strange. It's
Yeah.
like, why you might as well just be telling me how little of the shit you give.
And like obviously on like songs that he didn't write.
Which I think is most of these. Like a lot of these are like him rewriting the other guy's songs. Like that's what A Kind of Magic is, because he came up with the bass line and the intro.
Yeah.
You know, the catchy intro that again makes me wish that it was Radio Gaga, but then it just goes into like a mid-tempo, mellow kind of spacey new wavy song,
Yeah.
and it doesn't fit the intro in the slightest. Like it tricks you into thinking it's going to be a catchy single, and it's not a bad song, which is why I had you listen to the Highlander version of it without that intro, because I think that's a better song because it's more cohesive. Like it's the same vibe all the way through.
Yeah.
Whereas the single version of A Kind of Magic has that "It's a kind of magic," finger snaps, and then it goes into like a really mellow, like almost new agey kind of song that is not the pop single you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So I've seen Highlander maybe 3 times,
Not enough times.
and the first time was mid-20s, I think.
Far too late.
Yeah, I know, but whatever. So all of these Queen songs are like One Vision, Kind of Magic, and Who Wants to Live Forever. I already knew them from just various Queen live concerts and blah blah blah.
And Who Wants to Live Forever basically being attached to Freddie Mercury memorials forever in perpetuity.
Yeah. So now that I did the extra credit and I was like, okay, I remember that they're in the fucking movie, but like I didn't really pay attention, I guess. So I went back and watched the movie, and so now I'm like looking at these songs and I'm like, holy shit, this is just about this, or this is just like
Yeah, it's literally them watching the movie and saying, "Let's write a song about this scene."
yeah, Don't Lose Your Head is just
Awful.
It's just Kurgan driving in that, like driving is the
Don't lose your head.
yeah, it's just the peak chase scene towards the end of the fucking movie, and
By the way, I mean
the-
we're not talking about the movie, but I do want to mention I hate that towards the end of the movie when he like shaves his head and
yeah.
becomes like punk rock Kurgan and all of a sudden gets like a smart ass attitude. Like that doesn't work for me. He's supposed to be like a prehistoric conqueror type, isn't he? Why is he
Yeah.
making Sex Pistols jokes?
I don't know.
But anyway,
And why didn't he shave all of his head?
because he's crazy, I guess. I don't know.
You know, he was he was almost not in the movie because he's horribly allergic to the latex
Oh, Clancy
makeup.
Brown?
Yeah, the latex makeup they were using. He was
Really?
wildly allergic to
That
it.
I don't want to live in a world where Clancy Brown doesn't get moderately famous as a big scary guy.
I like that the theme of our show sometimes is how many times I let the dog in and out.
Welcome to Who Let the Dog In.
I hope we get some fans out there like, oh, I'll take a shot every time he lets the dog in.
Yeah. We haven't released episode 1 and they're already ahead of us.
They
on
don't
that.
know that.
I do.
Okay. So yeah, I guess, so this brings us to the next song is 1 Year of Love, and it's just the sex scene of the movie Highlander.
That's a gross sex scene that goes on for a long time too.
It's real weird. Like, I get confused as to who's who at some point because Christopher Lambert has such soft skin. Like,
and it's shot like completely in the dark.
yeah. But I think when I watch it, I look at it and I'm like, is this like the sex scene that Tommy Wiseau was watching before he shot The Room? And he was like,
God.
I want my. I can't do it, Tommy
No,
Wiseau.
too many. It's like that is the best lit sex scene in film. That the
in
room.
The Room. Oh yeah. But it's like the same fucking awkwardness, and then he's like humping the girl's belly and shit.
Yeah, humping the girl's belly. We need to see some thrusting ass cheeks. Very important.
Pain is so close to pleasure is the Hall & Oates song.
And that's about all I have to say about it too.
So yeah, that Friends Will Be Friends is just a fucking throwaway song, I feel like.
Yeah.
Pain is so close to pleasure is just a John Deacon throwaway song. Like, hey John, you got anything? Have this.
That's like half the album.
All right.
That's like half the album is John Deacon throwaway songs.
Yeah, so I got into like the documentaries of Queen. There's like 15 of them on YouTube, and it's like one of them they're talking about like Another One Bites the Dust. They're like that's all John Deacon. He wanted us to turn into a funk band. Roger Taylor's like, I hate funk music.
Really?
I just want to rock.
Because everything I read about it was like Michael Jackson liked our music, and Michael Jackson said, like, listen to. He only had the bass line, and Michael Jackson was like, write a song around that, and it'll be a hit, and it was. So, shut up.
Yeah. No, he was pushing him into like dance music and funk music. John Deacon is the disco geek.
I mean,
apparently
it was
like,
the late
what?
70s, early 80s. You ain't gonna get very far being a prog band anymore.
So yeah, Pain is so close to pleasure. Friends Will Be Friends are just throwaways. Who Wants to Live Forever is Freddie Mercury's memorial song, which I bet he didn't see that coming.
I think he was already sick at this point, actually.
Oh yeah.
So I think he saw it coming.
No, I mean I don't think he was like.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
you know
that
what?
fucking
I take it back.
Highlander song
He
is
didn't
my
want. Yeah, he
tribute
wanted
song
the show
forever?
must go on. He wanted the show must go on.
Yeah.
No, he wants to live forever because it's on the fucking nose.
And so it's just a ballad, just a generic ballad. Now we get into the 3 songs that I listen to over and over and over again.
Speaking of songs that nobody in Queen liked, Give Me the Prize, Kurgan's theme. This is Brian May brought in a metal riff.
Yeah.
And Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor, both hated it. And you can tell by how much effort Freddie Mercury put into his performance, which is very little. The director of Highlander didn't like this song either.
What?
Yeah.
Why not?
'Cause it sucks.
I think it rips. I liked it.
Well,
Well, I
it's
fucking
better than the song that comes after it. How about that?
no.
Oh yeah. I just picture Freddie Mercury went to the dance club the night before,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Who is this?" And he bought the single of this hot new artist, and it turned out to be like fucking, I don't know, Pet Shop Boys or some shit. And he played it for the guys in Queen, and they were like, "We don't know how to do that. That's not us." Like, no, we're gonna try it. But Freddie, we don't. We're gonna try it. And they came up with this weird ass thing.
Um. Yeah,
And also at the end, he tells you not to drink and drive.
that's the thing. So I put on Queen for the kids because um I was like, it's fucking Queen, it's classic rock, it's all good. And so we're listening to Give Me the Prize. I'm like, maybe I should skip this song while the kids are in the car.
Yeah.
It's like, I have something to say. It's better to burn out than to fade away. Like,
See, but I mean that's not a message for children necessarily. But then the song right after, like I'm saying, don't drink and drive. That's a good lesson.
yeah, they love that song. They were singing right along with it. They figured it out. And they were into it.
I mean, your kids like Dave Matthews Band too. So
We don't listen to Dave Matthews Band anymore.
too much drugs?
No, the violin player
Oh right, I forgot about that.
with the socks and stuff. Man. So like, ew.
It doesn't matter. Like half that band's dead anyway.
What do you mean? Dave Matthews? They're all still alive.
Oh, the saxophone player died a million
One.
years ago. And I don't know, isn't a drummer dead? I don't know, whatever.
Very much
They
not.
keep losing African Americans somehow.
The saxophone player is white.
He is now, because
He-
the last guy is dead.
Oh. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, enough of that.
Yeah, let's get back to okay. So, yeah, Don't Lose Your Head is 2 minutes of 80s pop.
It's dance music. It's just dance music.
Yeah, but like it's like 2 minutes of one song and then 45 seconds of a PSA.
Which is strange.
Yeah.
I don't get how we go from Kurgan saying "Don't lose your head, ha 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 ha," because I'm gonna chop your head off,
Yeah.
to "Don't drink and drive."
Don't drink and drive.
Because when you get to the top, you wanna stay alive. What the fuck?
I don't. Yeah, like the first 2 minutes was like just like epic like 80s pop.
I really thought that was gonna be
ballad.
the whole song.
Yeah, and then 40 like you get into it and then the band has like remembered as like some of their friends. Like Eric Clapton and stuff like that. Or like maybe we should put out a song for him about stop drinking so much or like
Don't do so much coke. Let your kid fall out a window.
oh,
Well, I'm sorry. Anyway,
that's all right. He knows.
I don't think he forgot. Fuck, got that. Okay, anyway.
And then for the last song, we have
Oh, yeah.
Princes of the Universe, which is a fucking amazing song.
It's an amazing minute and a half, and then it turns into something really fucking weird.
Yeah, I born to be me.
Princes of
yeah.
the universe. It's all over again. God damn it, it's Flash Gordon all over again. They just
Yeah.
slide back into Flash Gordon for a minute.
Because they're like we're writing songs for a movie, and so Freddie Mercury's brain is like, oh, movie, theater, stage.
Yeah,
like this is a stage
pretty much.
song. And like no, just this is a movie. You can
Which
make
is
just
too
a
bad
regular
because like
song.
Brian May fucking delivers the hard rock on this one.
Yeah.
And then Freddie Mercury's like, I wrote the bridge. Here it is. Let's wedge it in. And it's so out of the blue that they don't know how to get back into the awesome like metal part. So
Yeah.
it just stops dead and then resumes being metal, which is awkward.
Well, there you go.
But I love this song. I loved the Highlander TV show growing up
Wow, yeah.
because my dad loved that TV show.
I loved the TV show too. That was what I knew as a kid. I had never seen the movies, but as a kid, I saw the TV show, and that's all I knew of Highlander. And that show was fucking incredible. And that was before, I think that was before Xena and Hercules,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Well, it was definitely before Xena.
Yeah. They all came out, they were all on TV at the same time, but by the time Xena and Hercules came out, I think this had been, Highlander had been canceled and it was on reruns.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
totally. Also, speaking of weird vocal asides from Freddie Mercury, this one has a couple in the quasi guitar solo. Uh, Watch this pop fly and bring on the girls.
I think it was this song, but there's one or two songs. Well, there's more than a few songs throughout Queen's catalog where it had to have been like they recorded everything, and everybody left the studio, and Freddie Mercury was like, "I'm gonna shit all over his solo," and then we're gonna be like, they're all gonna come back to the studio the next day and be like, "Well, our songs are done, so we'll just release them." And he'll be like,
See, I
"Release them."
I don't want Bohemian Rhapsody. I want the movie where Freddie Mercury and Brian May just hate each other. I want
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
And that's not what Bohemian Rhapsody is. I don't even have to see it to know that.
So, yeah, what's annoying most people about Bohemian Rhapsody is like, well, we want to see like the struggle with AIDS and this and that, and it's like, well, you're a Queen fan, so you should understand. Like Freddie Mercury, if you ever watch his interviews, it's the music, the music, the music, the music. That's all he wants to talk about. That's it. There was an interview where the interviewer was like trying to read through his questions. He was like, "You're not going to ask me about taxes, are you?" Like, no, I'm not going to ask you about taxes. What? You got something to say about taxes? Like,
I'm a musician from England, so I hate them.
yeah. And so you're never going to get like the Freddie Mercury's private life story because that's
But you know what?
the band actually like respects his wishes and
If that's not the movie you're gonna make,
yeah,
there's no point in a movie.
I know.
So,
So I haven't seen the movie and I don't know what it's going to be like. And
boring. It's gonna be VH1 behind the music,
but it's not. Well, yeah, but it's not going to be like
but without the behind.
but without yeah.
Ooh.
It's just gonna be like them all getting along, and it's them versus the record label. It's not them versus each other in a recording studio.
It's gonna be. I just picture it's gonna be one of those like
or like
scene after scene of, I wrote this song. What's it called? It's called Another One Bites the Dust. And they'll do a nice push in. It's like, I wrote this song. Oh, what's it called? We Will Rock You. And then we cut to them recording We Will Rock You. And that's going to be the whole fucking movie. They're
Yeah.
going to pick like 10 songs and do that. And then Wembley, credits.
It's like it's fine if you don't want to like the AIDS struggle or whatever, but like I want to see Freddie Mercury and his Big Bear lover like getting into it before their only SNL appearance. So
Was he into bears?
I don't know.
I didn't read him that way.
I think he was a bit. Well, anyways, and he fucking blew out his voice.
Wrong podcast, different show.
So he blew out his voice before like their SNL
Oh, yelling?
thing because he got in an argument with his boyfriend, and they were yelling so loud that he blew out his voice before the show. So like I want to see that maybe, or like I don't know. It's not gonna be what I want, and I understand why it's not the one everybody wants. I get that, but it's not gonna be anything. It's gonna be nothing.
Yep.
It's gonna be so.
That's why I'm letting you watch it. I'll take whatever you say about it, and I'll take it at face value. Even if you came back to me and you said, "Fucking best movie of the year," which you
Yeah,
won't, but if you did, I'd be
yeah.
like, "Oh, good. I'll skip it."
So yeah, but I appreciate that we had to listen to this album because it got me back into Queen, and
But how'd you feel about the album itself?
I liked.
On a scale of A to 0, 10 to F.
Oh,
5 stars?
yes, 3 gold doubloons probably.
I lost us. Out of how many?
Out of 10 rubles. Um,
I think you got your exchange rate fucked up, but that's
maybe.
all right.
So I liked it. I mean, it's obviously,
Because that's got to be like tens of thousands of rubles, right? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
uh, it's 80s Queen, so it's like, it's not their best work, obviously. But, I mean, One Vision is good. Kind of Magic is good. The ballads are just throwaway John Deacon ballads. And the three, like, Kurgan's theme and Don't Lose Your Head and Princes of the Universe. I listened to those 3 songs over and over again. I fucking loved them.
Weird.
Yeah. Um, because they're just that those are fairly Queen to me, I guess. Just like silly nonsense, but like very well written and just fun songs.
Sure.
And,
I guess I get that.
super 80s. And like Brian May rips through on 2 of them and stuff. So like, yeah, I'm into it. Like Brian May's.
Especially compared to the ballads where he mostly sounds confused about what to do. Why am I here? It's
Yeah.
all synths. Why am I here?
Which confused me as a kid because I was often like listening to these songs and I'm like, how do you as a guitar player? I remember thinking this as like 5, 6, 7, 8 year old. How as a guitar player do you are you in this song? Because you watch him and he's doing stuff on the guitar, but all I hear is keyboards and synth
Oh,
noises.
he's just turned all the way down. He's just running scales. He's just practicing,
Yeah, he's
keeping himself warmed
he's
up.
just like palm muting the same power chord
Yeah.
for 3.5 minutes until it's his turn to solo. Um, there was somebody else that I was like, how the fuck? There's a couple of bands that I'm like, why is the guitar player even on the stage? Pretending to be there. And I think it was like, fuck, I'm trying to think. There's a few 80s bands where it's like, this was just a synth heavy generation.
Because
Why do you even have a guitar on
it's
the
still
stage?
the law to be considered a rock band. You have to have a guitar player somewhere on the stage.
Yeah.
So if you don't just want to be known as some kind of synth pop act, you got to have a guitar player on the stage.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's Simple Minds and like don't forget about me.
Oh man, what a ridiculous band! So
But there's
I
still
assume
like
we're
a
gonna get
guitar
around to
player on the
them
stage.
eventually. Kill that fucking squirrel. You go kill that shit.
He almost got a squirrel the other day. Oh, we don't have Steve's video anymore. But you like just went out, so it's okay. Um. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was better than I thought it would be,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's a lot of nostalgia. Working real hard on some of these, and it was also super short. Like, it was so short that it just wasn't long enough for me to get offended by anything. I thought it was a pretty meh album, but again, it was so short that like, why not?
It's just their song. You should kill a squirrel. Oh, he's just sniffing. There's like song 1 and 2. Go through the tracks here. It's One Vision, Kind of Magic, 1 Year of Love, Skip Skip, Who Wants to Live Forever. It's like, so only 7 of the 9 songs are kind of worth a damn.
I'd say 3. but that's all right.
Yeah. But there's a reason why they only played One Vision and Kind of Magic live. And
Yeah, I
then
don't
just
think.
like, let's
I mean, they
play the hits.
pretty clearly were not too attached to this album.
Yeah.
Weren't too worried about it.
Okay. Anything more to say?
I'm glad you got back into Queen, even if this had to be the way to do it. Congratulations.
They actually released Pain is So Close to Pleasure in the U.S., but
Are you
nowhere
sure?
else
Did
yet,
they?
I guess.
Because there were like most of this album was singles somewhere in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it says.
That must have been one of those like.
They released One Vision, Kind of Magic, Friends Will Be Friends, Who Wants to Live Forever, Pain is Close to Pleasure.
Those are not all America.
No, these are just the first ones.
Like Germany got one to itself, and
They were all basically in the UK, and then One Year of Love was in France and Spain only. And Pain is Close
isn't
to
it strange? It's so strange.
Yeah.
I wanted to think about that more, but I was trying to focus on just the music. I don't try to dissect it. You're the Wikipedia dissection guy.
Yeah, and then yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it even more with the context of the movie, just because it's super silly.
Well, you would. That fucking movie, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks. We'll see you in 2 minutes or 3 days or something. We're doing another show.